Hello, my name is Eva and welcome to my art channel, LittleMacarons. I am here with a sketchbook tour because I actually finished a sketchbook for once. So I'm going to start with a quick non-commentary flip through and then I will go back and actually talk about things in the sketchbook. But I figured I would start off with a quick non-commentary flip through for the people who just want to like see what's in the sketchbook and then leave, and for those who actually want to hear me ramble about stuff, they can continue watching afterward. I just thought it would be like the best of both worlds because I love watching sketchbook tours, but there are times where I just want to see what's in the sketchbook. I don't want to like listen to a person spend 5 minutes on one page or something like that. My other issue with some sketchbook tours is that they don't just immediately jump right in. They spend like a minute or two talking about their just their day or whatever, and then another 5 minutes about the cover and their goals before they finally get into the sketchbook itself. I'm not like trying to dunk on people. It's just like there's times where I just want to get to the meat of the video, and it takes a while for some people to get there. So I thought I would just immediately jump right in to the good stuff. I don't really have much else to say until I actually do the commentary. I guess I could talk about the paper. So this is a B Paper Company sketchbook. This is their marker paper in particular. It is kind of nice. I have some issues with it, especially with black markers and gray markers. The paper's fairly slick, so things blend really well on it, but for some reason, and it's especially with the black Copic marker, it always comes out shiny. I don't know why. It's more common with dark colored markers, and this is all Copic markers I'm talking about. It's usually the darkest colors, like the blacks and the darkest browns and darkest reds, like right here. This is really shiny. Oh yeah, you can see it. So I don't know what is up with this paper. I've tested with other papers and I guess it's like something about the ink that doesn't actually absorb into the paper if it's like a nice smooth paper, because I have other marker papers that kind of have the same issue, and then there's papers like Bristol and mixed media that just eat the marker up without the shiny surface forming, and I have no idea what that's about. So this is the end of the sketchbook. But yeah, this is a Be Creative. It says Be Creative right there. It says marker up here. This is embossed into it. I thought that was really cool. But yeah, B Paper Company marker paper. It blends really well, but really dark markers, especially the black marker, like usually leaves a shiny, slick surface on top of it, which is really weird. But otherwise, I like this paper. I went on a little mini like praise on Twitter when I first picked this back up and started coloring in it. So on the cover, I thought it was only appropriate to put my little bee character Bumble on the cover because it's B Paper Company and she's a bee, you know. It felt appropriate, and I couldn't think of anyone else I would have put on the cover except for Bumble. And this is a sticker that I have up on Redbubble. I originally designed it as a t-shirt, but it works really well for stickers as well. Yeah, so first sketchbook, sketchbook number 1, started it in May, finished it in October, tried to finish it by the end of June, but I didn't do that because June was a wild month actually, and then I kind of got sidetracked afterward where I made an animation or animatic that Steam Power Giraffe ended up dubbing over, but it took me a couple of days in July to get that done, and most of it was like me mentally planning how it was going to go, and then executing it took like 5 days. Anyway, but yeah, I didn't finish the sketchbook when I had intended to because of that. But I did manage to complete my other goal, which was to draw every single original character. Really proud of that. Accidentally made 2 more, so it kind of like took a little bit longer to draw every character, but I managed it. So one thing I like about the Bee Paper Company sketchbooks is that they have this sheet of vellum to protect your pages from the inside cover. There is one on the back side as well. I thought that was really nice. This is a sticker that my neighbor gave me. And then this is the adorable label off of a Bailey's Strawberries and Cream bottle, because I had to try it. It was okay. It was mostly cute, but it was like, it didn't taste bad, but it was okay. I like plain Bailey's more. But I really loved how adorable the label was, so I just wanted to keep it. So right here is my first page. I had just created a vampire character named Natalia not that long before picking up this sketchbook. I did like 2 digital pieces of her and decided that I wanted to test out her hair color in markers when I picked this sketchbook back up. So that's why the first page is her. Really love her, especially like the thighs and garter belt, like anyway. So this one was actually done in April or March, I can't remember, but I needed a safe place to put it because it was on loose paper. So I thought it was only appropriate to tuck it into this sketchbook with other pieces. This is a little sheep girl that I got as an adoptable from Boo Peep for Affinity. She's really cute. I mostly bought her because she was cute. I don't have any plans to do anything with her except for like draw her when I want to draw something that's like really cute. So on this page is like my main core group of original characters. This one in particular, this is Illuser. I also call her Illy just for short. She is the absolute main original character of mine. She's kind of like Persona as well, but she's like my main girl. The one that if I go too long without drawing her, I start to feel like, I don't know, I guess down in the morbs. I don't know how to explain it, but like drawing her always cheers me up. And if I go too long without drawing her, I get kind of down in the dumps. So there's Illy, and then this is her male counterpart, Illuser. They teeter along like being really close friends and like lovers at the same time, but they're these two, the only way I can truly describe them is that they share a brain cell, but neither of them use it. But this is Xavier. I also call him Lux or Luxie for short. We have Beatrix right here and Phoebe right here. This core group is like a mix of angels and demons, mostly demons because like their whole story starts in hell, blah blah blah. So original. But like Phoebe and Beatrix go from enemies to lovers basically. And I don't have like, there's a lot of things I keep thinking about with these characters story-wise that I don't want to spill out until I actually start telling the story. But like these two being like telling people that they're enemies to lovers, that's like, I want people to know that no matter what. So I'm not afraid to hide that one. And this is another piece that I did before I picked up the sketchbook. This is Sir Emmerich from Final Fantasy XIV, looking very dashing in a vest. This is mostly, this is a mix of Copics and watercolors, because I discovered that Copics do not bleed when you get them wet, so I colored first in Copics and went back in watercolors. Oh my gosh, I'm getting tongue-tied. But yeah, this is a character from Final Fantasy XIV because I play Final Fantasy XIV and it's super fun, and I'm actually like supposed to be online right now with Phase 4 Ishgard Restoration launched today, and I have to help a friend try to get in the top, I think top 12 or something like that, so he can get a title for crafting. So this is Lamb Chop. I'm very original with my names. She is a little lamb girl. This is, I am so original with names. This is Hotbot. His name is Hotbot because I do not have an actual name for him yet because I cannot think of one. Like, the name Gideon comes to mind frequently when I think of him, but I like, not only do I feel like I want to name him Gideon, but like my mind also goes to Scott Pilgrim, and then I'm like, ugh, no. Like, I Scott Pilgrim was okay. It's just like the name Gideon is associated with that one guy, and that one guy from Scott Pilgrim. So that's the only thing that's like got me hung up on not officially naming Hotbot Gideon. So here are some more characters. These two go along with like Illy and Lexi and all of them. So this is Lust and Sloth. They're actually cousins to Luxavier. And this is Vivi, a little furry girl. She is a Frankenpooch. This was an adoptable that I bought a while ago. I cannot remember the person's name, but I thought she was absolutely adorable. She's one of the cutest characters that I like drawing, but like, she's very simple and easy to draw. So over here we have Bumble in black and white, because like this paper isn't no bleed through. We have my alien space girl Miette. I realized I forgot to draw her little antennas. Oh my gosh. She is also an adoptable that I bought a while ago. I used to buy adoptables a lot, like years ago, and I held on to most of the characters, traded off quite a few of them as well, sold a lot of them as well, and the ones that I still have, I'm just hanging on to because I'm kind of done with the whole adoptable scene for the most part. We have Illy right here again. This one right here, this is my fanbot, not fanbot, Sunny. I say fanbot because I created her because of Steam Powered Giraffe. Like, there's people who make their own robots that fall into the lore of Steam Powered Giraffe's lore, because like, not only are they a band, they have actually a whole world building thing going on that's actually incredible and very intriguing. And the robots in Steam Powered Giraffe's lore are powered by blue matter or green matter. But like, there's a whole lot of lore that I'm not really sure about, and like, there's so much to read. So I was like, I want to have a fanbot, not fanbot. So Sunny is actually powered. She's solar powered, but like, she's like a huge fan to other robots, and there's another drawing in here later to kind of illustrate that. Over here is my super unique cat girl that's pink, named Milk, because I'm super unique. This is Honey Bun. She's a plush baby designed by Toucanet, or Sweet Stars, if I remember right. Star Sweets. Something like that. Anyway, she's an adoptable. She's a plush baby, and her name is Honey Bun. Over here is my first D&D character, Pipsqueak. She is a human. We had to classify her as a halfling because she's actually got rabbit ears, and the whole joke is that she made fun of a particular wizard who is bald or was balding at the time, and he cursed her to have ridiculous little rabbit ears so that no one would ever take her seriously ever again for making fun of him. So yeah, that's the whole thing with Pipsqueak. Over here we have Sunny again. I mostly wanted to just like draw water, and I wanted to try to make a more colorful approach to shading and highlighting, and I don't know if it actually worked, but it's kind of nice to look at. But I don't think I got the point across in what I was actually trying to do. It just looks nice. Over here is another D&D character I was making because a group of us online were going to play, but it never really panned out. This is Merrill. He is an elf paladin for the most part. I couldn't really figure out his outfit though, because I wanted him to have more of a feminine appearance. I mean, obviously with the face, but I mean with his outfit as well, because the thing with him is that he was mostly supposed to be like gender fluid and typically female, but sometimes he'll like lean toward female more so. Especially if it suits the situation. But yeah, there's Meryl, and then here was another D&D character I was making named Rosemary, which is spelled Merry, not Mary. She is supposed to be a house sparrow kenku, which I know that the kenku are crows and that they're more typically... They're either crows or ravens. I forget. They're more typically humanoid, where they have like fingers and like more human anatomy or proportions rather. But like I wanted her to look really bird-like and adorable. And like the only other issue I have is like if she looks like this, then like how big is she supposed to be? And that was the other issue with like trying to design her. But like the idea of a house sparrow kenku was just absolutely too cute to not try to make. Here we have quite an old character. This is Sugar Pop, and she is the king of Candyland. You did hear right, I did say king. She also has a queen that is owned by my friend. She's a cotton candy poodle named Sweet Cheeks, and we had them designed separately. And then when we looked at them, we were like, oh my god, they just have to immediately be a couple. So it just instantly clicked with how cute they looked, that they just suited each other really well. Because she's supposed to be a Papillon dog, and my friend's is a little poodle. And then here we have Phoebe and Beatrix again. This is mostly like a filler spot because this is actually... This page right here was supposed to be flipped the other way, where the back side is actually supposed to be the front. So I flipped it because I was originally drawing this, and I was having a bad shaky hand night, and I just kept messing the line art up so much. But I really liked how this turned out for the most part. The only other issue I had was like how the hair came out. So I was like, okay, I gotta try again, which required tearing the page out so that I could use a light pad to like tuck under this page and trace it over. I also shifted it down more and gave myself some more space up here because this was just too much cape going on. So I think overall I positioned it better on this page, and I had to take a break from it as well just to like reground myself in order to try to ink it again, because I think I was just having a hard time inking this overall, and I did not like how any of it turned out. I also ended up switching to a different sepia pen, because this is the Micron sepia, and I switched to the Copic sepia. That was my other issue, that the Micron sepias are darker than the Copic sepias, so I just had to try again and use the pens that I actually wanted after I got more of the pens, because like that was the other issue on why I tried with the Micron sepia first, was that I needed more Copic sepia pens. So here is the ever lovely Sin. She is the mother to Lust and Sloth. She is the aunt to Luxavier, and she technically raises Illy. Illy is not her daughter, but she has raised Illy like her own, pretty much. So, yeah. She's kind of like not bad. Like, I don't know how to explain it. Not like anti-hero or anything, but like people think she's bad, but like she's not bad. She's just finally mellowed out from how she used to be. So here is my Final Fantasy XIV character, Cereza Kuneho, because I'm really unique and cool at naming characters. Her name literally translates to Cherry Rabbit, because I'm so good at naming characters. Here are 2 failed pages. This one is a failure because when I use markers on one side of these pages, I end up taping in like another piece of paper on the back of them, and I was using like Strathmore mixed media paper right here originally because like that was what I had on hand. That was the closest size to like what these pages are, but like my issue with it is that it is too absorbent for the pens I was using. It causes the ink to kind of like feather outward as you're drawing the line. So it makes the lines really blocky and fuzzy. So I just gave up on this piece because I did not like how the ink bleeds out or feathers out from on the paper. This one was a failure because I did not figure out the marker color combination I needed originally to color this character. Her face ended up just coming out too warm and too dark. So I ended up having to do a couple of tests here. These are also tests, but these were tests for like other pages in my sketchbook. Of course, the day I decide to record is the day that the lawn mowing company is going around the neighborhood. But yeah, this ended up becoming like a test page for a couple of pieces in my sketchbook. Here we go. This guy, I woke up one day and immediately my brain was like, we're making this a wizard dude, and I know exactly how he's going to look like, and I know that his name is going to be Ambrose. I was able to immediately like pump this out. My only struggle was trying to find the right color combination, because I knew like the general colors I wanted for his color palette. Like I knew how I wanted his pants to look, and I knew I wanted the diamond pattern. I just wasn't sure if I wanted it to be pinks and purples, or if I wanted it to be purple and or pink and teal, or just like teal and dark teal. So I did a bunch of like color combination testing, and then like swatching the official color palette over here. And then this one was like, I knew how he was like some ways he would use magic, where he uses like the gem on the end of his hood as part of him casting magics, and then like that his hood had this eye on it that he also uses. But I kind of overdid it with the eyes, so like I actually redesigned this a little bit digitally to make an actual reference sheet for him, and I ended up removing these parts, and I think I put just like pieces of metal there for them, especially in the middle one. But yeah, I pretty much changed it up so that this would be the only eye, just to kind of like stress that it's an actual eye. But yeah, this guy just like immediately came to me the moment I woke up. Here we have Chimera. Actually, when I go back over here real quick, this guy right here, his name is Tiamont, and he's part of Chimera's entourage, along with Akio, Esme, and Odette. And I forgot to say that this is Mirai, my succubus girl. I was teetering on the idea that Mirai is Chimera's older sister, or like half-sister or something like that. But yeah, this is Chimera, and I keep wanting to like call her like a little gremlin demon or something like that. She's but like, gosh, I had the idea that she was one of the boogeyman's many children, and that she just likes to terrorize people pretty much. And she has Tiamont and Akio and Odette and Esme, which like they're like part of her group, where Akio is her chaperone and bodyguard, Odette is her chef, Esme is her maid, and Tiamont is her butler. So she's kind of like a noble girl or something like that. Anyway, This is Dee Dee. She is a French Vanilla Whip Poodle. She was an adoptable that I got a long time ago. We have Phoebe again. I was testing some Tombow markers and Papermate pens that I have, trying to see like if they smudge and like how they overlap and react to different uses. And I tried to draw with them and decided that I didn't really like the markers because they're water based, and I forgot that with water based, if you layer over it over and over again, it just like ends up getting too dark instead of like a nice even color. So I was like, yeah, I'm not gonna use those again. And then I tried to draw with a pen. I forgot what pens these were. They're felt tip pens, that's all I remember, and I didn't like how it was coming out. I was trying to draw my retired Fursona Fifi, which is right here as well. She is a toy cup poodle character that used to be my Fursona for so long, and she kind of retired as her Fursona because I don't really draw furries that much anymore unless someone wants me to, or if I draw my own characters. But I'm like done with the furry scene for the most part. So she retired as my Fursona, but she kind of is like my art mascot still, like for logos and channels and stuff like that. But anyway, I did a self-portrait of me right here because I was doing a week of streaming back in June for the week of my birthday. This is a Friends character. Her name is Primrose, and she's really pretty, and I had a lot of fun drawing her, and especially coloring her her dress. That was a lot of fun, and I really like how it turned out, especially with the color palette. She's so pretty. This dude, I believe, is from Critical Role. Someone else requested this guy. I forget what his name is. I never watched Critical Role at all, so I don't really know much about this character aside from that he's like a tiefling and he's kind of pretty. Here is Ceresa again. Over here is Rabbit from Steam Powered Giraffe because I did this all in June. So, you know, I had to do something for Pride Month, and I thought I would draw Rabbit for Pride Month because Bunny is an amazing person, and I wanted to draw a rabbit for her. This dude right here is Russell, I believe, if I remember right. This is another Friends character who has like a lot of really well-designed hot guy characters, and they wanted me to draw Russell in particular. Pretty sure this is Russell. Someone else requested a fox with goggles. Another friend requested Stitch with an Iron Man helmet on. And then activity died down for the most part, and I ended the last day of streaming with doing Phoebe and Beatrix and another character, Riame, who there's another piece in my sketchbook of him actually. I did Isabel. This was done in a different sketchbook months ago. I want to say it was also like March or April I did this one, but I decided that I didn't really want to draw in that sketchbook because the paper is like super thin and textured. It's like, it's fine for markers, but for like the pens itself, like with the really textured papers, the pens tend to drag and create jagged lines, although you can't really see it that well unless you look up close. But like, I'm the one drawing, so I see it all the time. So I decided I didn't want to draw in that sketchbook anymore, but I wanted to save the picture, so I cut it out and taped it in here, or glued it in here. We have Ambrose again right here, just a little chibi to fill in that gap right there from the other side of the page. Over here, I had bought this fountain pen. I saw this in a Jerry's Artorama video about stocking stuffers for artists, and this is a Golden Rit Sketch Writer fountain pen. It's titanium nib, so I could use pretty much any ink in it without destroying the pen nib. and this comes with a couple of refill cartridges, and it comes with a cartridge converter where you can put any ink in that cartridge and use it in this pen. And I actually tested it out with where'd it go? The deleter ink. Yeah, with deleter black number 4. This is what I believe most manga artists use with Copic markers, and I've had this for a while, and I was using dip pens with it originally, and I thought I was kind of tired of dipping the pens and having to clean the nibs frequently while drawing or inking, so I thought fountain pen would be fun. And I was using this in here originally, and then I decided to try the actual refill cartridges that this comes with, and it turns out that the Goldenrit ink is Copic proof, not waterproof, but Copic proof. So I don't have to use a converter for this. I can just use the cartridges it came with, and I think I might actually end up buying the bottle ink from Goldenrit. But yeah, this was not a cheap pen, by the way. But I feel like it was worth it. But I haven't really played with it all too much yet. But I did test it right here. This is a character named Valencia. She is an adoptable I bought. She was originally designed to be like a Cupid gamer girl. But I decided to throw her into the universe with Illy and company. This is another adoptable I bought and decided to convert her into Illy's world. So this is Miss Dawn. She is a demon as well, but she's more of a monstrous demon. And the thing about her is that this hair, or part of her bangs, hides the fact that she only has one eye, and that her mouth actually extends all the way up the side of her face. It was a really cute pastel goth or pastel grunge adoptable with Monster Girl, and I had to have her, and like I feel like she works so well into this universe now. So does Valencia. Valencia is an angel messenger. But yeah, this was done with pretty sure I used Copic multi-liners with this one, and then this one was done with the Goldenrit fountain pen. And then I tried the Goldenrit pen over here, but this was a different paper. Since I had used marker on this side, I had to tape in paper on this side. I guess it's okay. I haven't figured out what... Oh, I guess I have to put more ink in it. Oh, no, there we go. Just gotta shake it. But yeah, I have to, don't let that fool you. I had it sitting for a little bit. It does work. I had to tape in paper for the side, and I was just messing with it. Yeah, this was the deleter ink still. I don't know what else to say about this. It was more of a test, but this is supposed to be 2 characters. My character Diamond, who is a cat girl, and this is Lenore, her girlfriend, who is a type of... I always forget. I think she's a gazelle? She was originally designed by someone else, and then they sold the character off after we had a falling out. And then I saw that the character was for sale again, so I was like, okay, I need to get her. Actually, I think for a while I had sold Diamond as well, but I missed her a lot, so I bought her back as well. They were sold off together, if I remember right. But I bought them back to keep them from being separated. Anyway, this right here is an Esprit. Esprits are a closed species by Astronym, who has given permission by someone else. I forget who they are exactly, but someone else has permission to create Esprits in Astronym's, I guess, world, and sell them. But the reason I have an Esprit is because I actually helped name them Esprits. So I was given a custom Esprit for helping naming the species, and that was like a long time ago. I have more plush babies right here. By the way, the Esprit does not have a name because I cannot find a good name for her. So she's just the Esprit. Anyway, plush babies. These are Precious and Darling. So I have Precious and Darling, and then the one I doodled before earlier in the sketchbook is named Honey Bun. So I thought like cute little Precious pet names would be cute for the plush babies. Over here is my little angel boy, Jove. He is part of Illy's universe. He doesn't talk, but I had the idea that he communicates through whistles, or kind of like a bird singing, I guess. But yeah. And I finally decided that his weapon would be a spear or lance. Spear? Lance? That would be a lance, wouldn't it? Either way, he finally has a weapon because they're supposed to be like warriors or something, I forget. These are a bunch of oldish furry characters. This is actually my very first furry character ever created. Her name is Rose Pearl, and she is a ferret. This is Sprinkle, who is a magical girl Pomeranian. This is Candy, who is a plushy tiger come to life. She actually is supposed to have like a button eye and stitches on her face and body. Kind of like a rag doll, sort of. And this is Menth, who is just a little bunny girl that usually wears like Lolita fashion, because I love Lolita fashion. This is a marker doodle of Illy. I mostly just wanted to practice with coloring and shading yellows and browns. I don't particularly like how the face came out, but for the most part, I like how the shading on the dress came out. And I guess the hair is okay as well. And I guess the hands are fine as well. But yeah, there's really not much to say about this piece. This is my little mermaid girl named Nerissa, because I'm very good at naming characters. Here we have Hotbot again, because again, I'm very good at naming characters, so much so that his counterpart's name is Borg Boy, because I can't think of freaking names for them. So we have Hotbot and Borg Boy, because I'm so good at naming characters. This is another adoptable I got from Boo Peep from Fur Affinity. She is a Baffle Babe named Marilyn. I had a lot of fun doing this one. It was kind of different from the other pieces in here. This is my Shih Tzu character, Lottie. I absolutely adore her. This is Tiamat again, actually in color this time. He's actually a rag doll come to life by a chimera. Like a kid tossed him, or he was like a kid's toy, and then the family thought he was so raggedy that they threw him away, and then Chimera brought him to life because she's a little brat. And here is that piece again of Mirai that I tried earlier where I messed up. Once I figure out how far I went for that. Here we go. This piece right here. I tried it again. Fixed a couple of things. I put a border of tape around it just so that I didn't like color to the edge of the paper. I started doing that at this point, I think, because I kept accidentally coloring on the page behind, or like I have a piece of paper I would tuck underneath. Anyway, I traced it back onto a new piece of paper to finish it because I really wanted to finish this piece, because Mirai is a fun character to color just because she's like all pink. But yeah, and then we have Pipsqueak again in grayscale, looking more menacingly like she's supposed to, because she's like a little stabby stab brat. Here is Sin again in a white dress to contrast her black hair. I just thought it would have been pretty to draw her like that, because I mostly just wanted to play with her hair. And I'm really proud at how the transparent sleeve came out. Here we go. This is Ryume, and I don't know exactly how to describe what he is aside from being like part tiger. He looks kind of like an elf mix, but he's not actually like an elf or anything like that. I don't know what he is exactly. I just know that he is part tiger and that he can transform into like an actual tiger monster, not just like a straight up tiger, but like a tiger beast thing. And I drew him like this because I never draw him from the back. I drew him from the back like once, and that was for a very old ref sheet. But like, I just wanted to reiterate that he does have like that orange backing with the tiger stripes going down his back. Because otherwise all you really see are like stripes on his cheeks. And I just wanted to like revisit this and really just reiterate that he does have like the tiger coloration on his back. And this is the drawing of Sunny I mentioned earlier, where she is a robot that is a fan of robots. I never really finished this. I might pull this into Procreate to finish after I fix some proportion angling stuff. But I didn't technically finish lining this because Daft Punk was supposed to be on the CD or the vinyl album covers right here. She has a Supersonic Go figure, and she's got posters of Steam Powered Giraffe and Miku, because, you know, she's a robot that likes robots. But yeah, I just wanted to draw kind of like a sad, lonely, Sunny, because, like, she was created by some weeb in his parents' basement, and, he was like obsessed with idol girls, and he was trying to make an idol girl robot, but she couldn't really get the dancing right. So he like, once he found a actual human girl who was like an aspiring idol girl, and actually doing really well, he started simping for her, and then he tossed Sunny out to fend for herself after giving her like her schematics and stuff like that. So she's on her own now, abandoned, but on her own now. Sad backstory. Anyway, more characters. We have, here we go. You can actually see her, side mouth thing going on. Mrs. Dawn's, side mouth. We have Ambrose and Natalia, Lenore and Diamond, and, Lottie in color for once. She's so cute. I love her. Here is me just absolutely obsessed with Emmerich again, where I drew my character with him. Like, oh god, the thirst is real, because like I have like a Emmerich plushie, and then I have like another Emmerich plushie on the way, and I have an Emmerich eat-a-bag and an Emmerich lanyard. Like, the thirst is real for Emmerich. But yeah, anyway. Oh, that's what, you can see the shiny of the black on here. I don't know why the black markers in particular do that, but the darkest gray does it as well. It's really weird. But you can see with like other colors that they don't do the shiny like the black and dark grays do. It's a struggle I was having with the sketchbook. But that's partially why I deemed myself done. So here we have Odette, like actually colored and everything. She's a zombie girl, and she's a chef, which is like so hilarious to me. We have more Natalia being risque over here, because like that's partially why I made her, because vampires are hot. Here we have Sunny with a sun hat, and I did say that Sunny is solar powered, and she has solar power panels like on the back of her chest right here. She's got them on the back of her hands, and there's two on the back of her calves, and that's where all the solar panels are. And then like she has a heart-shaped battery window on the front of her chest, because, you know, I had to have some hearts somewhere, because I absolutely love hearts. But yeah, Sunny is solar powered, and that's like where her solar power points are, and I figured that those were all good spots to prevent full coverage of her solar panels. I guess like supposedly I could have had her like extra panels in her eyes or something like that. Like maybe that's a thing. Who knows? Anyway, over here we have Lust and Xavier. And I always knew how these characters interacted with each other, but I've never actually portrayed them together before until this piece, and I absolutely love this so much. Like, just seeing them together makes me so happy. I love it. Here we have Bumble again in full color. Mostly because, like, I wanted to... She's a good character for me to practice shading browns and yellows with, because she is, like, browns and yellows. But I didn't use purple in here like I had... I used purple in the brown, but I was going to kind of do that with the yellow, but I felt like it would have made it too dark for this piece if I did that. Anyway, over here we have Illy in her normal uniform and fully colored right here. And this was done in a different sketchbook that was more like rough sketch pre-planning stuff. That it's not a pretty sketchbook to look at, but I did like a few decent doodles in it, and I was like, okay, I'm gonna tape these in a different sketchbook. So I taped them into this one, and they're all of Cereza. And then over here, this is the last page. These are doodles from an art party on Final Fantasy XIV, because apparently the Crystal Data Center is the party data center. And for one particular art party, I decided I wanted to switch to traditional, so I drew my friend Myth and my friend Mina, and then I drew Beatrix as the final one to kind of like fill this page in. I wasn't really in a whole big mood to draw when I did this, but I also wanted to just attend the art party, because like all the other pieces I've done for art parties were all digital, and I was trying to find, like, I have to find a balance between swiftness and refinement, so I figured that like minimal color or just grayscale is like the best route to go for being able to do as many as I can during an art party. Especially because most of them don't last too long. Not long enough to get like a nice fully rendered picture out, unless like you sold your soul to God or Satan or something to be able to pump something incredible out instantly. But yeah, that's my sketchbook tour. And it did take me a while. I stopped like, I think a third or like 2/3 in when I had to, or just when I fell out of drawing for a bit, I had a mental low in June, because that usually happens, because my birthday, and then it's like, oh, I'm this old now, and then like I haven't really completed anything, and blah blah blah. So yeah, anyway, that's my sketchbook tour, and it took a while to finish the sketchbook, but I did finish it. For once, it's been like 10 plus years since I completely filled a sketchbook, and I'm so proud of myself. And I am now working in this little handmade sketchbook. It's not bound that well, but it's handmade, and as you see, I already started drawing in it. I don't really know how to... I had a general idea of how to bind it, but I didn't actually look up the tutorial like I should have, so it's a little wonky. But this is made out of crescent render no bleed through marker paper, which is a really nice marker paper for Copics, but my issue is that it's not a pure white, so if I were to use like a white pen or something, it would just like, it would look obvious. Let's see if I can find a spot on here. Is that a marker point? Let's see. It's not going to show. Anyway, yeah, I started in this one now. This is only 48 pages, if I counted right. 48 pages, but like the way I bound it together lets me lay it completely flat, so I could do like a piece going all the way across if I wanted to. But yeah, this is my next sketchbook that I am currently filling out. But yeah, thank you for watching through my first sketchbook tour, and hopefully I can get this one done at least by the end of June. Yeah, at least in 6 months, hopefully this will be done. Although it's less pages than this one, so, and it's like slightly smaller, so maybe I might be able to actually finish it. My issue is that I am mostly a digital artist, so I'm usually drawing digitally, so I'm not constantly drawing in a marker sketchbook like this. But anyway, thank you for going through my sketchbook with me, and I hope you enjoyed seeing some of my characters, or all of my characters, and learning a little bit about them. I really would like to delve more onto a lot of them, but most of them are connected together, and I'm still kind of like, I have a good idea of the story for them. It's just working out the little details. And then like I see people who do videos that they ramble about like just random facts about their characters, and I'm like, how do you think of such tiny little details? Like, who is asking you these questions to allow you to delve into these characters? Because I need that list. Anyway, I think I rambled enough, so thanks for watching, and bye. Bye.